Hello, Capricorn. It's that time for Capricorn Singles September 2020 tarot reading. Capricorn, this is an intuitive reading, so what that means is it's not for everybody. It can't possibly be. So if it's not for you, if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. There's always another message on another day that might be better suited for you. But always check your placements. Your moon, rising, and Venus signs might you might connect with that a little bit better when it comes to especially different aspects of your life. But we're going to peek into your single life, Capricorn, and see what's going on in September. Virgo had a beautiful reading about a reunion, and I loved it. I think it's great. I feel like you got some positive things going on too. So we'll see where that's going. And keep in mind, I might read cards a little bit different than you're used to. I read intuitively, first impression first, and then after that, the meaning of the tarot card, various meanings can come into play after that. But again, first impression, most important to me. So Capricorn singles, let's get into your little reading here. It's gonna be about 10 or 12 minutes. Ace of Wands, great, a beautiful new start. Five of Pentacles. Okay, this is overcoming adversity. Nine of Wands. Reflecting on your past, your lessons learned. And Knight of Wands. Okay, this is like moving out of a stagnant time for you, Capricorn. The Devil. This has been what's nagging you. This has been what's keeping you down. And so I think that you are in September taking a leap of faith. I feel like, to me, that's the message that's coming through. Taking a leap of faith and going, getting out of a very heavy energy. It's kind of like a self-imposed feeling. It's like just being very down, or having felt very down, Capricorn, for a long time. And so sometimes it's easier just to stay there than it is to try and pull ourselves up and out of the situation. And so I think you're overcoming something very big, though, in September, whatever that is. Breathe. Very nice. That's always a nice card to come out, because when that card comes out, this is just reminding you that everything is going to be okay, to really trust and go with the flow. That breathe is saying just to remain centered, remain grounded, remain calm, because you're going to go through a few things that really is going to be like a transition, is the way I see this. So we're going to pull one of these animal voices too, because I love these cards. They sometimes add a little something extra to the reading, but then we're going to get into it. Capricorn, let's see. These cards are always so sticky. The orangutan. Okay, so this is definitely coming. You're coming out of a very heavy time. You're coming out of that kind of place. Maybe that I don't think that you. This to me isn't somebody around you. The Devil doesn't represent somebody around you. To me, this just feels like coming out of a fog, of a depression, of just a challenging time. But maybe staying a little too long. Maybe just. Kind of thinking things over and over and over, playing the tape over and over, being unwilling to let go, whatever has happened in the past, or just being very wounded and kind of staying in this very kind of like dark, heavy, foggy place. And so I feel like you are, you're moving out of that for sure. You have the Ace of Wands, so you're moving out of that. You're moving into something that is, to me, this is you're moving out of something that's very heavy into something that starts to feel very light and new and different. That's with the orangutan voice here. All about that laughter, that play, and that childlike faith type of feeling. And I think that childlike faith to me speaks to me also with this breathe. And that's just believing that you're moving to a better place. And it's okay to let some things go. So whatever you have to let go, Capricorn, in order to move to a better place, just to trust in that sometimes it's hard to let things go. Sometimes it's hard to leave things behind, because there's always the fear sometimes of what happens if we let someone or something go. And I kind of feel like that's what you're doing here. I think you're really coming out of some very tricky situations, or a very tricky situation. There's a lot of adversity, I kind of feel like, in this reading. It feels like to me there's been a lot of things that have been up against you, or you've been up against, where things weren't very balanced, or didn't feel very fair. And so it's almost like this, that's why the Devil comes out. It's like, it's just feeling trapped in almost the why me, but not in a very not in the way that is like, you know, I can't think of the word, but it's like not pity. It's not self-pity. It's just like the why of like, man, how did all of this happen all at one time, come against me? And I think it kind of puts you in a place that was very unpleasant for a while. But I think you're done with that. I think you're moving into a brand new place. I think you're overcoming adversity. You are the Ace of Wands in September. That's you. And this is just taking action. This is taking the first step out of something very heavy. I think this is all played out. It's just kind of the lingering remnants, the wreckage of the past, of some kind of past situation, probably a relationship situation. This is coming out of that wreckage and realizing your own power to overcome and get out of this. And so the Ace of Wands to me is you. You are that wand. You are the one who is in your power. And I think that you're finally having the epiphany that this is all up to you. And so I think you really realize that you're standing in your power in September, and it's time for you to take control of your destiny. And I think that's where you're going. I think the Five of Pentacles, I think you're going beyond some adversity. And like I said, like some very heavy things that maybe came against you, and some of this might have depleted your finances, it might have depleted some of your resources, or some of you might have just lost something in the process over the last several weeks, several months, or whatever that was, probably due to a relationship. Many of you might be due to a divorce. You know, a divorce might have ate up a lot of your resources. Hey, I've been there. I know exactly how much those things can cost, and believe me, they can be very expensive. So you know, this might just be to me is like this recovering from this adversity, recovering from this loss, but it's also recovering from the emotional disappointment, the sadness, but coming into your own power. The Nine of Wands here is, you know, this is kind of, this is blessing your past and letting it go. That's the message I get when I see this. Again, I said I go with the first impression. To me, that's what's most important. And so this is, to me, acknowledging your past, blessing it for what it's taught you, blessing it for you know, the good and the bad, and saying goodbye to it. And this is letting go. This is not going into like that Ten of Wands kind of like continuing to carry something around that isn't yours to carry around anymore. So I see this Nine of Wands as really just confronting the past and letting it go, blessing it, sending it on its way, because you're now the Ace of Wands. You're the Ace of Wands in the power of the Knight of Wands, okay? So the Knight of Wands, he has one wand. Ace of Wands is one wand. But this is you being empowered now. This is getting your power back. And I think this opens you up to new possibilities. And I think maybe Capricorn, love isn't necessarily in the cards for you in September, but I think this really puts you in a position of overcoming so much adversity. And I really feel like you had a lot of adversity. Whatever it was just feels very challenged and unfair. It feels very like ganged up on kind of energy, or something to that effect, Capricorn. So this is coming out of that. And this is, you know, this Knight of Wands is the Ace of Wands, but this is moving forward. I did say that I'm looking at your past, blessing it, acknowledging it, and sending it on its way. You know, the Knight of Wands, he's looking back, but he is moving forward. And this is that release. You're releasing the past, and this puts you in a really good place, especially toward the end of September. I think by the end of September, I think you are in a whole new world. I think you're in a whole new ball game. And I also think that you're in a whole new place in life that maybe you thought that you were never going to get to. Like you kind of lost yourself in this situation from the past. And so this is that big recovery happening. This opens you up to the possibility of love again. But also opens you up the possibility of other things that you love to do, or you really want to do with your life. So, you know, I think that you have good things coming to you. You have strength here. And so strength is... you know, strength through adversity. I do keep saying that I felt like adversity was a big theme in your life in the past, but strength is also just doing things even in the face of adversity. Strength is, to me, this almost says being fearless. And so what fearlessness is, in a sense, is not being unafraid. people that are fearless will do things in the face of fear, despite the fear. No matter what the fear tells them, they move forward and they do it in spite of the fear. And so I felt like this has been something that you have maybe dropped the ball on in the past, but this is you now. You are fearless. You're moving forward in the face of some reservations and some fears, you know, but I also think this is doing things for yourself now. And, you know, some people might not like what you do for yourself at this point, but that's too bad. This is about you doing things, though, in a way that is out of love and compassion also. Doing things tactfully, but you're moving forward. You're kind of like that wounded warrior in a way. But this is being fearless now. This is like I said, you're getting your power back, and this is coming back to you. It's coming back around. So what's been taken from you, like you might have felt like your dignity, you kind of lost that in the process of everything. And so I do see like this renewed strength coming through, and it opens the door for you for new things, better things, even love, relationships. You might be a ways off from being ready for that, but judgment here, you know, judgment is that awakening to me. So this is like coming into your own. This is awakening, like a spiritual awakening. This might have caused you a very big dark night of the soul type of circumstance. And so you're coming out of that. You're coming out of that because you're making the decision. You're making the decision to take the first step. So Capricorn, this is a beautiful reading. You're coming out of a very hard time. I don't feel like you're in it for love right now. I do feel like you're okay being single. I think that you really don't want that for your life right now anyway. I don't feel like you really want love immediately in your life. You know, you might be open to dating after September closes out. You might be open to the possibilities. And you have the Four of Pentacles, but I think you're taking care of yourself. You're watching over yourself. You're looking over yourself. And you're taking care of number one, and that's you. And so I feel like this is all about you. It just gives me the chills, like getting back to a new you. It's like falling in love with yourself again and learning to love yourself again when other people maybe haven't treated you that way. You haven't gotten the respect, the dignity, and the love and compassion that you deserved as a human being, you know. And so this is about you going on a new journey, setting out and waking up to yourself. This is a new you. This is, to me, almost like a spiritual awakening. Finding yourself again, and you're moving forward in power. This is very empowering. You have the power of spirit behind you in this. So Capricorn, I'm going to close it out here. You'll know if this was for you because it'll resonate with you, and if it did, I'd love to hear. I love your feedback. Leave me a comment, leave me a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more from me down the road, please don't forget to subscribe so you get a notification, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you so much for watching.